What up, what up, what up? It's your hero Super Sam here with another weekly edition of my top five right here on What Up Super.com each and every week, mostly on Tuesdays. I'm late this week. I don't know what I was doing yesterday. I had time to really I knew what I was doing, the topic I was doing. I just didn't take the time to sit down and work it out and do it. So I didn't get a chance to post it on Tuesday like I always do on Top 5 Tuesdays. But every Tuesday, unless I'm bullshitting and something come up, I had a doctor's appointment. That's what happened. So I didn't get a chance to do it because I had a doctor's appointment. But I'm here today, and I hope I'll be here tomorrow. But this week, the topic, my top five, is top five TV couples. Now, here's the rules to the list. One, we are not talking about married couples. Now, when I say married couples, that means the entire time of the run of the show, they were married. Family Matters, Cosby Show, Fresh Prince, like they were married the whole time. Because there's so many married couples, so many TV shows of married couples, I thought it'd be like too difficult to kind of break that down to just five. So I did couples were dating, even if that couple eventually got married, they qualified if they didn't start off the season or the series as a married couple. So, with that being said, also, I am not talking about couples who I did not watch. If I didn't see the show, I know like Rachel and the other guy, that's like one of TV's top like situations, but I really didn't watch Friends. So I can't make somebody one of my top five if it's from a show that I didn't even watch. Like, how was it part of my top five when I never watched a show like that for me to really experience their relationship and I really connect to whatever's going on with their relationship? So that's the rules. Let me get right into it because everybody who is of the brown skin complexion, those who are of the African American persuasion, the majority of us who also grew up in the 90s or was at least a teenager in the 90s will probably have this couple on their top five. So easy top five, get it out of the way, or easy first one on the top five. I'm just getting to the top two. Martin and Gina, Dwayne and Whitley. Anybody who was growing up in the 90s, watching black TV in the 90s, those two shows, Martin, A Different World. Martin and Gina was a couple from day one. So we seen that growth from just dating, you know what I'm saying, and falling in love, but then Martin was shy like bullshit, and then she left, and then you like, damn, Gina, are you happy now? Like the whole spectrum of a relationship. Like the episode where it was like, okay, y'all relationship is based on sex and y'all can't go a week without sex, and that part, like every part of their relationship was tested. You had the parents, they having to deal with the parents, and you got Gina's father, he tried to impress. You got Martin's mother, she tried to impress, and her friends, his friends, and then eventually getting married and all that stuff. So seeing that journey from the beginning, episode one, them being together, I think there was like a year into their relationship, maybe not even that much when the show started, but obviously by the time the show ended, they was married. They had the whole proposal with Brian McKnight, and who did they have? Babyface at the wedding, and it was like memorable. A lot of memorable moments. Like he he in the episode where it was Bernard Hopkins. I want to say Bernard Hopkins was flirting with Gina, so he was like, I'm about to whoop this nigga because he flirted. You know what I'm saying? The type of things that they would do for each other to show their love, to defend each other. Obviously, it was a sitcom, so it was funny, but it was also commendable to see a black man and a black woman um, grow together, see him as a black man grow into a single guy who, you know what I'm saying, out here with the ladies or whatever, but then finding the one but then having to learn how to be that man for her and stop being like, I'm a man, Gina, all that shit, and just, you know what I'm saying? Love your girl and not worry about your manliness or how you look in front of your friends and all that. Just do what my boo need. You know what I'm saying? Just be the man that my boo need. Now with Dwayne and Whitley, that was one of those like it didn't start off with them even liking each other. I mean, they came in Hillman College as freshmen together. She was the bougie country girl. He was the Brooklyn dude. You know what I'm saying? And they wasn't the first part of the show. They was just on two different shit. Dwayne was more so trying to holler at Denise when she was on the show, and then once she left the show, somehow it ended up being them two, and it was like he didn't fuck with her at first because she was annoying, and he was just like the nerd, the math guy, and all that type of stuff. Neither one of them really looked at each other as their type to start off, but somehow, some way, the two saw that they had once they gave each other opportunity to see each other beyond just the ghetto Brooklyn guy or the bougie country girl, and just see, oh yeah, I like you as a person, and I would have never thought I would like you as a person, but I like do like you, and I like do love you, and we all know the best part. What made their relationship, what made their story of their relationship, their journey, was he fucked with her. He grew to like her, grew to love her, but he was like, no, I don't know. He wasn't sure because she was fucking with the other dude, and he was more so the type that Dwayne thought that she would go for. Like, look, I ain't the rich dude. I'm not the suave dude. All that. You know what I'm saying? I'm the Jordans with the baseball hat to the back type dude. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, man, fuck it. And when he came in at the wedding, everybody who watched their journey knows that that was the moment of moments. When you talk about moments on TV where you was like rooting for love, it was that motherfucking moment. Everybody was like, "What is the way gonna do? Like, is he gonna let her get married?" And then they at the wedding, and if anybody, whatever they say, if anybody has an issue or whatever they say, if anybody, I don't know what the fuck they say. If anybody has an issue, speak now, forever hold their peace. And you see Dwayne, and then he like, baby, I love you. And then they trying to hold him back. He fighting through the dudes, and she looking, and he pleading, baby, baby, please, please, baby, baby, please. And then all of a sudden, Pookie, I love you, Pookie. And that motherfucker like, yeah. And like, you can just hear everybody around the world that was watching like in unison cheer for that moment. He stepped up, was like, man, I'm coming for my girl. And as a lot of us dudes can relate to that, like wishing they could be that kind of dude that could step up and even if you get shot down, you like, nah, I love you. I'm gonna tell you, I don't give a fuck who know, I don't give a fuck situation. And it's like she was waiting for that moment and she got that moment, you know what I'm saying? Good thing it was before she got hitched, and that shit was, it was so beautiful. Beautiful. It was so beautiful. Now, the rest of my list, y'all might not agree with, but it ain't about y'all. It's not your top five, it's my top five. But Marshall and Lily, How I Met Your Mother, Marshall and Lily, their relationship, I love their relationship because they loved each other. Like they was from two different worlds, but they loved the shit out of each other. They would do anything for each other. They couldn't help, like they didn't even want to like ever be away from each other. That was like, that's my girl, that's my guy. I love him, I love her. What's up? We together, everything about you to the smallest damn detail I'm in love with. And it was such a sweet, innocent love. we all want in life where it's no real issues. You know what I'm saying? The obvious issues with learning the person and all that, but or just you know what I'm saying, living together, coming together, sharing your life together. Like you love the person, you love who they are as a person, but you find out certain things about a person. Um, once you start living with them because they live a certain way, you live a certain way, and it's that meshing. So those issues obviously growing through that, but it wasn't nothing that was gonna break them up. It wasn't no real issues that would made you question whether these motherfuckers gonna be together. They would love each other. They was together. We gonna get married. That's my motherfucker. When his father died, she was there to console him and be there for him and all that good stuff, like the motherfucker's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Lily held Marshall down, and they had their moments where of jealousy because the love's like, man, I don't know, I don't like this dude being around her, or you know what I'm saying. And Marshall wasn't like the most controversial kind of guy, or that type of guy to kind of be about altercations. But when it came down to the even the thought of somebody trying to holler at Lily, oh Marshall was like, nah, nigga, that was his motherfucker. Boo. Who we got next? Jake and Amy. Jake Peralta. Let me make sure I got her name right. I looked it up. Brooklyn Nine-Nine characters. Let me make sure I get her character's name right. Oh shit. But I hit the search. Um Amy Santiago. Jake Peralta, Amy Santiago from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. They were obviously a sitcom, another sitcom. I think sitcom couples is always the best. Drama TV, those couples obviously is drama. I like the couples where they can have fun together, even in the midst of something going on, and it's fun to watch. It's probably some drama TV shows that got some good couples, but I don't watch a lot of drama, and I don't watch drama for like love based drama. I watch like action based drama, cop dramas, stuff like that. So if it's a drama that's kind of centered around love, I probably don't watch it. But Jake Peralta, Amy Santiago, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, another kind of will they, won't they? It didn't start off as them in a relationship. Um, they kind of didn't like each other, but then Jake still had a little crush on her. But they try, obviously, in the workplace, you're trying to keep professional. You don't want it to be awkward. You don't want any um, sexual harassment or sexual misconduct or any type of stuff like that from like flirting and stuff. So it makes it complicated. Staying professional in the workplace, liking somebody, and they had their little friendly jokes, their little inside jokes and stuff. And I think that's what the relationship was based on. Because once it got to a point where Jake was able to tell her that he liked her, um, it took her time for her to reciprocate that because she was so about business. I'm a cop. I'm a detective. I'm here to work. I'm here to bust people and be the best cop and become a captain and all that. She was always on her professional shit and staying so by the book. And once she let her guard down and like, let me just, I really do think he really is a nice guy. Again, when they took stop and just look, I'm gonna let him. I'm gonna really get to know this person. Kind of like Dwayne and Willie. Once she really gave him an opportunity to show him who he is outside of work. Because as a cop, he was a douche. Say a douchebag, but I mean he had his little ways that was like, the fuck is Jake doing? But once she got to see him for who he is as a person outside of that, then she was like, oh, okay, you are a nice guy, you are a sweet guy, you are a loving guy. You're still a guy. You know what I'm saying? And he's one of those manly men that's like, I ain't tripping off washing my drawers or cleaning up and eating right and cooking a meal. Like he ain't gonna give a fuck about that, like most guys. Um, but he was still, and that was what turned Amy off about him because he was like the guy of all guys, if you know what I kind of mean by that. And but he still had a soft side and a loving side and all that. Had issues with his father, so those are things they had to work through. But they eventually got to know each other. Well, she got to know him enough for her to be like, yeah, he's a good guy. Um, my perception of him was wrong, type shit, for them to eventually get married. Now, last but not least, my top five, and this is in no particular order. It's not like ranked best to worst, anything like that. But my last favorite top five TV couple is Saved by the Bells, Zach and Kelly. Zach, what's his last name? Kelly Kapowski and Zach Morris. And Kelly Kapowski couldn't get any more mafia than Kelly Kapowski. He was the one the best looking guy in school, dating the best looking girl in school. And even though she was the best looking girl in school, um, she was real modest. So she wasn't like, hey, I'm the pretty girl, you know what I'm saying? Look at me. You know what I'm saying? How most high school TV shows and movies go, like the pretty girl is like the stuck up girl. She wasn't like that. Zach was like that. He was the guy who's like, yo, I'm Zach. What's up? All the girls want me. I can be with any girl I want. And he chose Kelly, and Kelly was like, I'm good. I'm good. I ain't really going for the like pretty boy, surfer boy thing. Was she from California? I think she was from California, but like a small little town in California, and then moved to wherever the school was, Bayside High. And it was like bigger school, different environment from like the small town shit she was came up in. She wasn't a big city girl, and she was a modest, laid back girl. I say he was a pretty boy with the pretty blonde hair that all the girls would do anything for, the smooth talker. But he could never smooth talk Kelly. And that's what made it cool. Like once he actually stopped all the like player shit and just was like, yeah, I just like you. Then she was able to be like, all right, now I can really get to know you because it's like she could see through all of that, the gimmick and the persona that he tried to put out there. And they became a couple, and then it went through their college years and all that. And they eventually got married on a Saved by the Bell movie, so it was cool. Again, another situation where you see people grow. Um, they literally grow through high school, into college, into adulthood. They had their ups and downs and breakups and get back togethers before they eventually got together. So it was cool to see that high school sweetheart situation. Um, the popular guy kind of humble himself for the sake of love. The nice girl kind of not the one girl that he wanted, not be impressed by all the persona and shit, and just be like, just chill, nigga. You ain't gotta do all that shit. Just chill, cause I know if you just be you, you're not being yourself. If you just be you, we're gonna be good. I can get to know you and not this guy that's doing all the pranks and talking to all the girls and smoozing teachers out of shit. Like, just be you. And when he learned how to do that, they was good. It took, like I said, some trials and tribulations and him fucking up and all types of shit. Her being with other boys, him being with other girls, and then eventually them coming together to be all good. So that's my top five. I hope you. I don't care if you like it. It ain't your top five. It's my top five. So whether you like it or not, it's just what it is. You can leave your top five in the comments. Let me know who your top five TV couples is. Make sure you subscribe to the website. It's a subscribe button somewhere on the website. Hit that, check that out. So whenever some new comes out, you can check it out. Make sure you follow me on IG at What Up Super. Easy to find because if you're on the website, then it's the same damn name. I make sure everything stays the same, so it's easy to find everything. So that way, anything new If you don't subscribe to the page, please subscribe or follow IG so you can get information and updates on whatever's going on with me out in these streets. That's not on the website, or updates on whatever's new on the website. If you got a suggestion of a top 5 list you want me to do, DM me on IG or just leave it in the comments. Like, Subo, you should do a top 5 list of mac and cheese dishes. You should do a top 5 list of Kool-Aid flavors. Whatever it is, leave a suggestion. And I'll get back to you next week on a Tuesday. Top 5 Tuesdays on my top 5. It's not your top 5. It's my top 5. I'm going to catch you next time right here on What Up, Suba.com. Make sure you catch me in the streets, catch me in the studio, catch me online. Because if you ain't there, you ain't nowhere. I'm here on Super 10. Wow.